Illegal immigrants may be behind some wildfires in his state. We spoke to the senator earlier this morning. We began by asking him if he was trying to use this current tragedy for a political purpose.
Well, I was not referring to the wildfire. Obviously, it was part of the question-answer period during a press conference, and the fact is I had just been briefed on this situation by a Forest Service official, and we all know that people who come across our border illegally, according to the Forest Service, according to Border Patrol, according to the local sheriffs and law enforcement agents, that these fires are sometimes, some of them, have been caused by this. And so, again, I'm puzzled over that there should be any controversy since the Forest Service is on record as saying exactly what I just repeated, because I had been briefed on that just an hour or so before the press conference that we held.
I'm going to move on to another major story that's making news now, and that's the president's expected planned drawdown of troops from Afghanistan next month, and especially in light of the killing of Osama bin Laden. This morning, the LA Times is quoting multiple unnamed administration officials as saying the president expects to bring 10,000 troops home by the end of this year, and this is while General Petraeus has talked about 3,000 to 4,000. How much is too many? Is 10,000 too many to you, Senator?
Well, first of all, I'd like to examine the number that the president comes forward with. Secretary Gates has been very clear and very emphatic that a, quote, modest withdrawal is in our best interest. I obviously would like to know exactly what General Petraeus's recommendation has been, as well as other military leaders, but so I'd like to wait to make a judgment. But if they are support troops, I think that is somewhat acceptable. If they come out of the 30,000 surge, then I think that's a matter of concern.
Meantime, I'd also like to ask you about something that the GOP frontrunner Mitt Romney said. He raised some eyebrows, saying, quote, "We've learned that our troops shouldn't go off and try and fight a war of independence for another nation. Only the Afghanis can win Afghanistan's independence from the Taliban." Do you think the GOP frontrunner made a mistake with those comments, sir?
Well, I'm not so sure it was a, quote, mistake, but I think we should remember why we went to Afghanistan, and that was a direct result of 9/11, because the attacks were planned and orchestrated by al-Qaeda in Afghanistan, as we know. We took our eye off the ball. I will freely admit, when we diverted attention to Iraq, we are succeeding on the ground militarily, and we have made significant success. This reminds me a little bit about, Anna, the summer of 2007, when everybody wanted to bail out of Iraq, and there was a handful of us, including General Petraeus, who said, no, we can win this thing.
Mm-hmm. House Speaker John Boehner, I know I'm going on a lot of different topics, but a lot of stories are making news, and other members of your party are saying that the president needs congressional approval now to continue war operations in Libya. It's been 3 months. Do they have a point there?
Well, I think they have a very valid point. I wish the president also, by the way, would speak more to the American people about the Libyan situation. Gaddafi is crumbling. He will go, in my view. Unfortunately, because U.S. air assets were not used to any effect, that situation has been prolonged with needless deaths and casualties. But the president clearly has engaged the United States in hostilities, and John Kerry and I have a resolution that we're going to be bringing to the floor as soon as possible.
All right, and last question this morning, Senator, and it's about the presidential campaign. You know, the latest numbers, the NBC News Wall Street Journal poll found that just 45% of Republicans are happy about the current crop of candidates on the Republican side. Would you be tempted to jump into this race if those numbers hold true as we move forward further down the road?
And there's a long history of masochism in my family, but not so severe as to make me want to jump in again.
That's the final word then, sir.
Final word. Thanks for having me on.
All right. It's great to talk to you, Senator John McCain. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
And now here's Matt.
All right, Ann, thank you very much. There are new developments on the largest job discrimination case in American history.